Namaskar, evening. Good evening, everyone from our Zina family. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here with us today. I'm very pleased to be able to welcome those of you who have been with us for a long time and those who have just joined us recently. I'm really honored that I've been entrusted with this responsibility from our family uh, to host this Mother's Authentic Kitchen Recipes weekly show. It's a true reflection of the objective of this foundation, where every family member is given an opportunity. I'm here in front of you only because the foundation has faith in people like me, and I would like to thank the Zena family for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. Um, I talk about food and discuss food in its various avatars. And today I shall be speaking on food of choice for children leads to gratification of their senses, or food of the child's choice leads to gratification for himself. So I'd like to talk about this thing, but this topic is a beautiful topic because it blends a lot of fundamentals between ourselves and our families, our future generation, our kids. And this topic was given to me. I think it's a beautiful topic in many ways. And at the same time, I also, from a dharmic point of view, would like to say right in the onset that uh, gratification is like uh, let's say a plus. Okay, it's gratification of your senses of a person for himself at my age, where I've reached a stage of certain level of understanding, means I'm bribing myself. Okay, so to keep myself happy. And happiness, I am very firm on the belief that it's a state of mind. But you can reach a state of mind like that by doing things that either benefit you or benefit someone else. But it's a momentary thing. So this basically what I wanted to say was an inculcation of happiness through wants and desires and fulfillment of such, which leads to inherent competition, jealousy, and other associated not great things in my mind. Uh, but yes, gratification, and especially when we're looking at it from a point of view of children, is slightly more simple. You have to keep your children happy, and happiness is something that allows them to explore other areas when they know that one area is taken care of. Okay, it's a very subconscious kind of uh, fundamental. And yes, as a child, I can talk from my experience sitting on my grandmother's lap while she worked on a boti, which now I think is extremely dangerous, but uh, nothing ever happened to me. Neither did anything ever happen to her. And she knew exactly what she was doing. And it's maybe because I got used to a knife and not a boti, and she was used to a boti and not a knife. So she was flawless on that, and I'm flawless on something else. But there are different parameters to it. Okay, so let's look at gratification, instant gratification. And a child is naughty, he's doing something wrong, or a child is naughty, he's doing something wrong, or he's just being generally naughty, which is great. I like naughty guys. I was one myself. And talking about food for instant gratification, like what? Kids get hungry, they need something fast. What do you give them? Maggi, noodles, rice, rotis, something sweet, sweets, not candy, not hard candy, sugar, something which is lying around in the house because you need to feed them on an instant basis. Are we talking about instant on the cook side, or are we looking at instant on his side? So let's look at it from both the sides. Let's also take the kid to be absolutely neutral, and the fundamental of gratification actually doesn't come in. It's more about love. Okay, love for a mother, for a child, and that's where the mother's recipes come in, because that is what each child, individual child, grows up on. His mother's recipes, not my recipes. Okay, I have learned from my mother, I learned from my grandmother, picked up along the line their recipes. So those work great on me. I have been conditioned with those recipes. So every child's mother is his master chef. And her recipes, individual recipes for him at his childhood stage, are what even at a later stage in life will bring back memories of happiness, good times, good things when he recreates that recipe or someone recreates it for him. That's at a later stage in life. But we are still now talking about instant gratification for children when they are still small. So these are the couple of things that I mentioned. What's lying easy in the house, something easy to cook, because when a kid is hungry, he is hungry. He's running around, he's freaking out, Khana do, Ma, I'm hungry. What do you give? What you got to give something fast. You can't tell him, okay, bache, chicken chawal khaoge, and as a kid, he say, yeah, I want chicken and chawal. Then it takes 1.5 hours to make the chicken curry. So his gratification is gone. His hunger takes off. And then that leads to another state. Okay, I'm definitely not happy, definitely not gratified, nothing. So what do you do? So let's look at easy recipes from easy ingredients that are generally lying around at home. We have things like potatoes, onions, tomatoes, haldi, mirchi, namak. Forget about the khada masalas and garam masalas and everything. We are not going into that. You have sugar, you have gur, you have maida. You will definitely have some oil, or maybe not. Uh, Ghee, maybe not. But these couple of basics are there. Okay, and then you would possibly have leftover dal. You would have leftover some sabji, or you would have some leftover dahi. There'd be some achar pehle se pada hua, pickled, either homemade or from outside, but it's lying around. Okay, and you would have generally what, chai, coffee, both no-nos for kids, supercharged. My mother always used to tell me when I had children, okay, give them candy or sugar or cake or chocolate, jo bhi khilana hai, meetha meetha if they want during the day, because that is pure energy. Their body needs it. It helps them grow. It charges their batteries fully. But if you give it to them in the evening, or if you give a good dessert or a good meetha after dinner, then the guy is going to be running around charged up at night. That parents don't want. They need their off time. They need their relax time, whatever. Okay. So desserts or something meeta in the evening is avoidable in my mind. Um, Sugar is generally not good for you, and sugar was generally not a part of the Indian diet historically. Okay, and present day white sugar, so definitely not. There would be types of Kansari chini or Kansari, Khansari chini, okay, which is off-white sugar, which is a good at a later stage. Then you have a good, you have jaggery, you have molasses, you have any kind and amount of honey, okay. And you have other sweets, yeah, like Indian mulethi. Okay, mulethi, which is licorice, is extremely good for your health. Is a extremely great sweetener. Is very good on minerals. Is very good on fiber for your system. You can boil mulethi, drink the water, it turns black. And licorice is also back. If you buy licorice candy and stuff like that from the market, it comes, you receive it black stakes and stuff like that. I think I have one here. So this is what licorice looks like. Mulethi. Okay, so this is a candy, sweet. It's been turned into this one is from a company called Conscious Food, not advertising, but it's available in India. And it's without the ammonia and stuff like that. So the Dutch are very big on licorice, and it's chewy, it's sticking to my teeth. Nice. And this is really great for your health. So if you can have something like this, it is 1,000 times better than having chini or a lollipop or white candy, isomalt, pure glucose environment kind of dessert. Okay, so this is a sweetener. Now let's look at instant gratification. Why do you want to gratify your child? You want a healthy and you want a peaceful child. Healthy so that he can do his thing. Peaceful so that he can focus. Okay. A hungry child must be fed. So what do you give him? So let's start off with the recipe of, say, something like a Maggi. So you get these Maggi 2-minute noodles, and I would say you can take it across the board with any of these guys. Okay, all your Coca, Maggi, your YY, and their Yippee from the ITC group, and others. There are many available. And you have your local noodles also. So, and you can make noodles at home, which is the best thing. And making noodle at home is actually very, very simple. You can make it and you can keep it and store it and use it on an instant basis. The best part of doing your home noodles or doing the non-packed variety of noodles, packaged FMCG branded kind of noodles, is the fact that it comes without any of that stock powder and masala powder and etc., garlic oil, onion oil, all that kind of stuff, which is all questionable. I'm not saying that the companies are bad, they're selling you any bad product, but to me, it is all questionable when you can do it at home. And personally, chances are that the oil will be palm oil to a large extent, because many times I've bought YY with that onion oil and garlic oil and stuff like that. It's been in a solid state, okay, which means it's hydrogenated. Regular oil can be hydrogenated, but it is not. So it is bound to be palm. Palm oil is bad for you, as I've spoken earlier. So, anyways, let's go back to this noodle story. Noodles are loved by kids. They are easy to eat. It is gratifying, as in a child is looking at a full stomach, and that is happiness for him. And this is, on the economic front, easiest because it uses the least amount of energy. It is healthy because it has all the fiber, all the vitamins, all the energy coming into the body. And it can be constructed with nearly nothing, extremely basic materials. Okay, so if you want to make noodles at home, very simple. Make atta or maida ka dough. make maida ka chapatis or atta ka chapatis. Depending, if you want atta noodles, you make atta ka chapati. If you want maida noodles, you make maida ka chapati. You don't put the chapati on the tawa. You just ensure it has enough flour and then you roll it up. So now you have a rolled up long chapati in many layers. And then if you keep it and slice it, the roll, you slice it thinly, you will get long noodles. Those long noodles can then either be dried if you want to store it, or they can be instantly boiled. You put them into boiling water, minute later they come out boiled their noodles. After which, what do? You have chicken stock cubes. You could have vegetable stock cubes. You could have mixed vegetables lying at home. You could have any vegetable, little bit onion, little bit tomato, little bit cabbage, okay, little bit salt, little bit green chili. That's all you need. So you take a little bit of fat, you put in sliced onions, you put in the sliced vegetables, stir fry it lightly. You add a little bit of salt, pepper, dash of soya, throw in the noodle, stir fry it. You will get a chow kind of thing, which is highly nutritious and great for your children. Okay. On the other hand, into that same mix, you could add a little bit of water, a little bit of corn flour, thicken it, add the noodles into it. You'll have a thick noodle Tibetan thukpa style soup. On the lines of, not the real item, you're like 30 or 40% of the way to a thukpa or a stock soup. Or then, of course, you have your Maggi, which you jazz up. You put the Maggi powder, masala powder into the water, throw in the Maggi noodles, wait for it to cook up. You could shred in some cabbage or tomato or vegetables into it, and you have a bowl of everything. This kind of quick food gratifies the child and is good for him, is light on his system, can be eaten many times in a day, and you have absolute creativity to help you in creating anything for him. If you have time, of course, you can get into cakes and pastries, puffs, millions of things. But it takes time and it's good for his health, undoubtedly, but it will take time. So at this stage, I would like to invite some questions as to how you would like to gratify a child. What are the recipes that you use on your children to gratify them? Is instant gratification good for them? I don't think so. Because in my case, it led to if I do this, I'll get it. And then it's another story. So let's have some communication back. I haven't spoken for very long. Any questions? So this is my basic fundamental on very basic gratification, instant gratification. And so instant gratification does not build patience. And you need a patient child.
But since nowadays, the time is running with the people, so people want to get away with whatever is the easier and whatever takes little time, less time to prepare and satisfy the need of hunger or whatever the child is demanding. Don't you think so?
Yes, I think, see, if a child is hungry, feed him definitely. No problem. But maybe it's about the language of this word gratification, because I'm not looking at gratifying anyone. If a guy is hungry and he wants food, as a mother, you will give him food. You're not going to eat it yourself and say, "Amma, aapko kuch nahi denge. I'm not giving you anything to eat." Bad luck. Go sit in your room. Those are like some of those sad fairy tales you used to read as a child. Mother's locked up the kid in a shoe, and all he gets is a bowl of soup in the evening and stuff like that, barley soup and stuff. So we are we are not looking at that. We are looking at yes, feeding the child, and you must feed the child. There's no two question about it. But gratifying, maybe the word is wrong, and I take it as the word is wrong because it's not gratification. It's, I would say, is instant happiness. And everyone's instant happiness is different from person to person. Okay.
That's there.
I mean, your children might be happy if they get a pastry instantly. My kids won't be happy if they get a pastry. They say pura cake chahiye. Okay, that's all. Then it becomes chocolate cake or fresh cream pineapple or black forest cherry or whatever. So then in my mind that works into, if a cake can make you happy, have a cake every day for the rest of your life.
I also wanted to ask one question. When
Yes,
you
ma'am.
started, when you started initially, you said that simple food, made by mothers generally makes a child happy. But what do you mean by simple food? And do you really think that nowadays, when children are so much into digital world and they know themselves, many kinds of, I see in my home, I see my nephew and son uh, looking into the videos, looking for videos how to make pizza, how to make this and how to make that, and they also ask me whether I have ever prepared these initially. So how, I mean, how you can deal with
Yeah,
this
so I am not a child psychologist. I am into food. Uh, so I would very frankly not be able to answer that question. How do you deal with this situation and stuff like that? But you see, in what you're experiencing, I think millions of parents, billions of parents around the world are experiencing the same thing. Okay, this is all Maya, illusion, and it is all a part of the grass is greener on the other side. You'll find the nephews and all. If you make pizza, they'll say, "Ah, Masi's pizza is great. Mom, your pizza is there's something wrong with it." Okay, so that is always the case, and so automatically pizza is good. Magar your mom ka paratha is not that. When so now you come to children who started understanding what is happening. They understand that pizza is an Italian thing. They started to understand that pizza has cheese. All the other kids are having pizza. Then there's a level of peer pressure which comes in. Are you educated? Do you have the money to eat pizza, or are you like a dal chawal kind of character? So I've seen a lot of this happening in schools. This happened with me also, and I come from a extremely middle class kind of background, so it's a different ball game. It's not that you've experienced everything, you know that, and so I personally feel that the child needs to understand or be made to understand what is the difference between his mother's food and the pizza that he is getting from outside. Until the child is aware of that, he will not be able to make a conscious decision on his own. Because then he's going by what he's seeing on the phone, on TV, laptop. McDonald's is advertising every 15 minutes on NDTV. They're having 99 rupees burger, and also obviously he'll get excited. I want to eat a burger. Then automatically only the McDonald's burger is going to satisfy that guy. If you think you can make a burger at home and give it to him, he is not going to be happy with that.
no, they like it. They like it.
They like it,
At
but he
even
will
at
prefer
home,
to
they
get the
like it.
McDonald's
Even
burger,
chawal
or he
dal, they
will
like
prefer online mein mangwa lo. If you give them an aloo tikki burger, you have alus lying in the house, bread bhi ghar mein ban pada hua hai, that will not be great for the guy. Indian burger is vada pav. And the
you.
vada
Thank
pav
you
was
so
there
much.
before the Americans even discovered what a sandwich was. That is the reality of the situation. But the fact is that every child has his own gratification. And every guy has his own needs, wants, desires. So one guy's gratification might be a pizza, one guy's gratification might be a burger, other guy might want aloo parathas or chole bhature or puchkas or pani puri. Any of these can be gratifiers for kids. Candies, pastries, sweets are the easy ones. But then this is it. And how to create it if we are actually interested. Now we are talking about the psychology behind it. Preferably, if I get requests, then from next time I could, you know, put out and discuss with various people various recipes that mothers have for their children.